So this is our first video of this week, and we're just looking today at a week of looking at exercises around improving walking or running. And it's going to be based around a lot of idea of muscles lengthening and then going through shortening phases, but we're trying to lengthen them first. And the reason we're doing that is because you feel muscles when they lengthen. There's little things called muscle spindles inside of muscles, and they feel stretch. And they'll feel it based on like how fast you do it, or the length that it's at. And there's some other things that contribute too, but that's the main thing we're looking to try and have an effect on. And think of it like a rubber band where, if we get that sort of lengthening, then it can shorten a little bit better, even if it feels like it's already a bit stretched. So it won't be quite like a long held stretch, but more of like an active stretch that we're looking at for these exercises. Today though, the focus is around balance forward and back and what muscles for you as a person are involved in keeping you upright. So if we look at a person, and this being the front, so we've got a little nose here, and then this being the back, put a little rib cage in, coming down, pelvis, and a foot. So what we're talking about is an exchange of weight from forward to back. So it could be like a Jenga set, you've got to have an even amount, otherwise it falls over. It could be, like people that balance stones next to a river. Same thing, where you're seeing this looks like an unequal distribution, but it doesn't fall over, so therefore it's balanced. It has a central axis. So we're trying to keep pelvis, ribcage, and head somewhat stacked or upright when you're running. And the cue I'd give people is to try and be upright. And everyone's going to have different capacity for that. And the exercise that we do after this will kind of show you what your current capacity is. But if you think about it, if you're going to bend backwards, then all the tissue on the front of your body, all through here, has to get longer. And then this side gets shorter if we're bending this way. If you're bending forward, then all the stuff on the back now becomes long, and then all the stuff on the front becomes short because you're going this way. So by staying upright, what we're doing is we're trying to encourage a better point of balance so that you're not hanging out too much forward, which a lot of us do, either by looking down at the ground or just like forward head stuff, or maybe a rib cage is down like this. And we're trying to encourage a sort of sequence where as you run, there's a back movement and then a forward movement. So you're kind of, if we think about the middle being right here, you're kind of always going a little bit forward and a little bit back from it, instead of staying just in the forward section. So we're going to teach you an exercise, which for most people, they spend too much time in the forward, and we're going to try and get you to get a little bit more of going back, and hopefully you'll feel a bit of stretch in some muscles, which will then give you a little more sense of feeling and then a better way to use them when you're running. So if we're thinking about when we run or walk and muscles through the front, be it neck, tummy, even like hip flexors, quads, all that stuff lengthening, then they need to be going this way so that they get long. You can see how my back is now getting short. That curve through my back is a shorter C shape than the curve through my front. So the exercise then becomes quite simple. We're going to step forward, and as we step forward, we're going to lean back a little bit. So you step forward and you lean back. Thing is though, for a lot of people, they're not going to have the upper back flexibility to get a feeling through the tummy. They'll probably just get it straight into the hip. And that's fine, but we want to get you to get more of a tummy feeling, since that's what most people are missing. They're kind of hanging out like this as they run, and they never can open up. So we're going to use the hands to amplify that a little bit. So as you go forward, you're going to reach up to the sky, and you're going to keep the eyes fairly level. So choose maybe like something in front of you, that like a color or something that's easy to keep your eyes locked on. And as you go forward, just keep your eyes locked there, because your head's going to want to pivot a bit. So as I come forward, I look there. I'm going to start bringing the breath into it as well. As I reach back, I'm going to breathe in to help expand through the front. And then as I come back, I'm just going to curl away. I'm gonna kind of tuck in like this, kind of like a C shape again, but the opposite now. And I'm trying to now shorten the tummy muscles and in through the hip flexor muscles. I'm gonna exhale at this time. So we go inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. And I'm getting a big stretch through this side of my tummy. So do both sides. And now I'm getting a big stretch all the way up through here. If you find this quite easy and you're getting quite a consistent sensation through this area, you can throw in a little bit of rotation. As long as you're not getting any back discomfort or pain. The whole time I've been doing this, there's nothing going through my back. So the opposite shoulder will rotate. So as I step forward, this shoulder goes back like this, and this leg stays here. And it's going to create more of a stretch through here. And the arm goes up with it. Breathing in. Okay, same thing through here. From the side, looks like this. Other way. And still trying to keep the eyes locked in on something. Do about 10, 15 reps per side, or could do kind of like 10, 10, 10, 10 of each side, and do that before you run or before you walk every morning and see how you go.